Hello everyone and welcome to another Watercolor Wednesday. I am Allison with the blog A Glimpse Inside, and today I am leaving fall behind and we're going to do this fun Christmas tree with its little decorated ornaments. I got a little sparkle on there. Super simple to do. One stamp set, 2 stamps only, and probably you could get away with just 1 stamp really. Yeah, I thought maybe if anyone was wanting to attempt to make some Christmas cards this year, that was my full intention. Don't know if it's actually going to happen. Maybe just for immediate family, I'll make a couple. But let me show you how to do this. So, for the stamp set, just kidding, it was right. We're doing the fir tree set, and it's going to be this tall one here, and then also this smaller version of this one. So that's all we are going to use, nothing else. And you could probably just use this long one if you really wanted to get away with just 1 stamp. And then I do have a lot of colors, only because of the colorful ornaments or lights or whatever. If you don't want to use a ton of colors, you could just leave them white. Maybe make them like little lights, just do 1 solid color. Maybe you like, a very toned down tree. I just thought it'd be fun to have lots of colors on here. So our main color that we're going to use is number 72 Pine Green. And then we will have 29 Prussian Blue, number 7 Orange, number 28 English Red, number 11 Light Green, number 79 Grape, number 45 Sepia, it is in there, number 105 Light Teal, number 86 African Violet, number 20 Magenta, and number 43 Brilliant Yellow. Again, you don't have to use all these. I just wanted to make it fun and colorful. So, and then I also used a ruler, like a big eraser, like just some sort of pencil. And then I will, the Molotow masking liquid. This helps with the ornaments. If you don't have this, don't stress out. It's not that big of a deal. You can kind of work your way around it. But this is just very helpful. And then I also am going to use my little Wink of Stella glitter pen thing again, just to add a touch of glitter, and then a white gel pen, Uniball Signo broad pen. Okay, so I went ahead and kind of jumped a couple steps here, just so this was going to be dry in time for the video. So this is a 4x6 piece of paper. So look at me using a normal, like a photo size today for this. And then what I went ahead and did, you don't have to do this at all. Like, I wanted to draw the triangle and kind of try to center it a little bit on my paper. So I went ahead and marked the centers of the 4, so obviously 2, and then the 6, which obviously would be 3. And I just went ahead and drew a line just to kind of like give me some guides. And then I just freehanded a triangle. Clearly it's not perfect, it's not pretty. If you want to use a ruler because you are a perfectionist, by all means, but in the end you won't see any of your lines. So, and then all these little blue dots on here is the masking liquid. So I went ahead and stamped in or added all of these little dots so then it would be dry. So by the time I made this here, so all we do is stamp right over it, and then we will rub it off, and anywhere that this was will stay white. So let's get started with your actual stamps now that this should be dry. So again, we have this a little bit smaller one and then a full one. I'm going to start with the smaller one and just ink that whole thing up, and I'm going to go straight up the top, plain and simple. And then I'm going to kind of just shoot one side and come out the other side. And then I'm just gonna, you can color the whole thing, you don't have to color the whole thing. I'm just gonna kind of work my way down. I'll probably be flipping this paper here, there, and everywhere as I do this, so bear with me. But I'm just working my way down the page. I am going outside the line. You don't have to go so far out. You can just leave it right about where it was. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of switch over to my big one now, just because I'm getting farther down my tree. And I'm stamping like 3 times before I apply more ink. You just kind of weave them. However, I'm just going to spin this now, come down this side. Christmas trees come in all shapes and all sizes. Some are, you know, those little Charlie Brown trees. So if it's wonky, it's totally no big deal. It's fine. Kind of the wonkier, the better sometimes. Okay, so I went down both sides, and now I'm going to go across the bottom. Just doing the same thing. Just going to stamp it a couple times. Okay, and then I'm going to work my way to the point, because I want all these inner ones going down, like they're laying down the tree. And so I'm just going to like overlap and stamp going back this way. Okay, so there is our tree all stamped out. If anything kind of funky up here, you know, maybe just color a little bit. You can add in a couple more, maybe make your point a little, I went a little wonky at the top of my tree, and that's okay. Okay, so now we're going to add some water. So I'm going to dip my brush in water and pinch it off. And then I'm fine if there's a good amount of water on the brush. I don't want a lot of water. I am pinching the brush off, and then I'm not brushing. I am dabbing like I normally do because I don't want to smear this solid. I'm just going to dab around. I'm going to leave some white spots. It's going to be like that hole inside of a Christmas tree. So just work your way down and around the entire tree. This kind of takes a minute, so talk amongst yourselves. I did think this would be a super cute card. On the one I didn't do like a star or anything on top, but you could easily add a cute little star. I'll show you a fun little sample that I did playing around trying to figure out the best way to do this once I'm done here. So just keep dabbing. Again, it's fine if you don't touch every single spot with water. You don't really want to do that. You don't want it to be flat. If you do though, that's fine. I'll show you the trick that we're going to do next. It's not really a trick, I guess. It's just the next step, which could be a trick. Okay, so now everything has been touched with water, and I'm gonna let that dry for a few minutes. While it dries, I'm gonna take my sepia, and I'm just gonna kind of draw in here what would be a trunk for our tree. I'm just going to kind of draw some lines, give it some a little bit of dimension here. And then I am going to put a little bit of sepia here in my palette. And then just kind of paint it in. Doesn't have to be pretty. I'm going to try to go like around those little branches. There we go. Just went blank, guys. And then I have a little bit of what is this called? African violet on my palette from another project. I'm just going to kind of touch a little bit here, kind of up near the leaves, just to kind of darken that area. And then if it gets too purple or dark, I can just go right back over it. So, and then again, if all those lines kind of disappear, no big deal. Drop back in when it's dry. Okay, looks like the tree is good, so I'm going to come back. So we're going back to our big one here. And I want to go back in and add some of this, these lines back in, just to kind of add some dimension. I'm not adding everything. I'm just going to come in here every once in a while and pop some back in. And then I'm not adding water. And that way it just kind of gives more texture and movement to the painting. I know I'm kind of zoomed out today. This is a taller painting, so I kind of had to be zoomed out. So hopefully you can actually tell what I'm talking about here. So even this, if let's just say, you know, I have like a weird little curve, or I missed a spot, or I just have like a weird gap, go back in, add that, and just leave it. Don't add water. Again, stick with the direction that everything's going. Let's kind of see if I can get that up there. And then that's it. So now, can you see, bring closer. See, now you can kind of see like the layers of the blended and then the like more defined right on top. Okay, I'm going to kind of come back here to my trunk really quickly. It's kind of a hot mess right now. We'll see if I can fix it. I don't know if the odds are in my favor today, guys. But okay, so well, the rest of this tree dries really fast before I start pulling the masking off. So this was my little sample that I did. I'll probably give it to Parker as like a bookmark. So this is obviously a much skinnier, smaller tree. But then I added like the star and some little like shine marks. I did African violet right around it to kind of give it more like a wintry dark sky. I would probably go a little darker if I was going to do it. And then I just used African violet and just kind of did a couple squirts. I don't know what word I just said. Swishes. Brushes around to kind of almost look like it's sitting in snow. If you want to do that, go for it. If not, you can stick with this version. Both are super cute and fun and whatever, enjoyable. Okay, so this should be dry. So now is the time we're going to take off the masking fluid. You have two options. Just rub it with your finger, but your finger can get kind of sore. So if you see, that's right where it was, or take an eraser to it. An eraser is a little quicker, and obviously your finger just doesn't die. I'm probably shaking the camera all over the place. I tend to rub it, I tend to do it with the eraser, and then I kind of go back over with my finger, because sometimes it kind of just spreads on the paper. And so I just kind of rub it with my finger to try to get the rest of it out. And I'm gonna kind of pause this for a minute, finish rubbing this so I'm not shaking the camera like crazy, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so now you can see the little white spots. It did not really want to come off for me right now. So, but you can see the little circles. So they're all around. So this is right where we're going to paint in our little bulbs. So, all right, time to load up my palette here. Okay, so I'm just going to add all my colors here to the palette. No particular order. Again, make any sort of color palette that you want. Going fun, bright, rainbow, funky. Okay, so let me see if I can kind of bring us in just a tiny bit here. Okay, so I'm going to dip my brush in water. I'm going to pinch it off pretty good because I'm going to try to get these as dark as possible. And I'm just going to kind of just dab it. And I'm not painting the entire circle in. If I can see some of that outline, that is perfectly fine. And I'm just going to kind of go and move on. And paint and move on. They don't have to be perfect circles. Ornaments come in all shapes and all sizes. You know, maybe the ornament is kind of covered up by part of the tree and whatever. So I'm just going to do like 3 or 4 of each color and just work my way through them. And then in the end, if I still have some spots open, then I'll just go back and add a couple more in of a color. But I feel like this is just kind of the easiest way where I can just pick and choose. And again, if you don't have that masking, the masking liquid, maybe you just do them right where there's an open spot. I would recommend using darker colors. But, you know, maybe you're like, oh, well, you know, if you just kind of have like an open area that stayed white, just throw a little ornament in right there. There's ways to do it. All right, let's go over here to red. Right here. So I'm kind of going over them 2 or 3 times, just because I want them to be deep. And you know, sometimes with certain colors or with the water, it kind of dilutes them. So I'm kind of just going over all of them, adding them all in, and then just giving them one last little touch real fast. I am rinsing my brush between each color because I don't want to contaminate, you know, another color too much here. See how simple this is? Let's see, I'm gonna go down to yellow, I think. I mean, you can get super fancy with these if you want to get super creative. Maybe you add some garland. Again, put a star on top or a ribbon. Whatever. All right, let's see. I'll come back to my teal. Again, if I don't get to every color, that's fine. I was just giving, this is everything I used in my sample. I don't know how many dots I put on this one compared to that one, but I was like, well, I'll still use all of my colors. So, and then if you have like a certain area, let's just say like I need one right here. Just, you know, I didn't put any masking fluid there, but just added one in. It's no big deal. Like up here too, I think I'm going to add one up to the top because my top ended up going higher than where I had my dots. Because I think my top really stopped about right here. And so I'm just going to kind of stick one right there. And then that will kind of fill in that little gap for me. Alright, let's go some orange. Looks like I'll be able to use all of them. So quite a few dots open here. Okay. Go back up to my green here. It's a pretty bright green. I wasn't going to do green, and then I thought, well, let's just attempt it, you know? So I picked one of the super bright ones that I have and ran with it. And it's just a fun little pop. Let's see, where am I? Right here. Accidentally stuck that in the wrong color. All right. Maybe we'll go, let's add a green one up here actually. We'll kind of add our random new friend up here will be green. Okay, then we have some purple. It's pretty close to magenta though, so yeah, it will work though. Okay, looks like I have one here that I missed. So I'm just gonna go back and do that with, I think African Violet. Oh, no, because I have one right there. I'm a sucker, don't want them too close. How about teal? Some more here. Okay, and again, add any more that you want, like along the sides. See if I can make that one slightly darker up there. Just make it fun, make it like colorful. So I'm gonna take a little bit of blue. Maybe pop a blue one. No, I'm gonna leave it. Just stop. Okay, so while those dry for 1 second, I'm just gonna come down here back to our trunk. I'm just gonna kind of add these lines back in since they kind of got washed out. Okay, and then this part's going to be kind of tedious. You don't have to do this part. I'm going to go along kind of the top of each ornament with its corresponding little skinny tip. Just to kind of give it like a little shadow low light. This one I'll go on the bottom since it's hanging out on top of the tree. But in this way, and then we're going to come back in with a white pen and just do a little dot. And that will just kind of give that shine and little highlight to them. Again, you don't have to do this part. It's just kind of, it gives them a little bit more dimension than just like flat little dots hanging out on a tree. What is this one? Uh-oh. Oh no, I didn't do it yet. Alright, and last is our magenta. Some of them I got pretty dark that you don't really notice it, but that's okay. Alright, now I'm going to take my little white, and I'm just doing like a quick little, well, if it wants to work for me here, just a little shoop for a highlight. Up here because now finally it's working. Okay, and then you don't have to do this part again, especially if you don't have it. I like a little sparkle, so I'm just gonna pop sparkle right onto all those. Even my real tree, gotta have some glitter somehow. It's hard to notice. Let's see if I can catch it in the light. There we go, maybe. And there. And that's it, guys. Like, how fun is that? It'd be just a super cute card. Just gonna kind of sign and date down here. And that's it. Perfect little card for Merry Christmas. Guess I need to erase my extra lines here that I forgot about. That would probably be good. Okay, now it's officially done. Perfect card. Again, if you want to make it smaller and then add some sky and a little star and maybe some snow under it, that is super cute too. Make it your own. Add a stamp that says Merry Christmas, or if you have really pretty handwriting, that Merry Christmas, or 'Tis the Season, or Oh Christmas Tree, whatever you want to do. Sky's the limit. I hope you have an awesome Wednesday and the rest of your week, and I will see you next week. Bye.